Hi everybody, welcome back. It is already episode 7 of Paula's Kitchen. How did that happen? 7 weeks in. Today we are doing dessert. We are doing cheesecake. And because it's such a summery day here in Las Vegas, we are doing a cheesecake called Sun-sational Cheesecake from the Philadelphia Cream Cheese Cookbook. You guys, I got this published in 1981, the year we were married. But you know what? It's all still great recipes in here, and I can't wait to share this one with you. It's a lemon topping and lemon flavoring in the cheesecake. You are going to love it. All right, let's look at ingredients here. The crust is going to be graham crackers, of course. That's traditional, with some sugar and some butter. The filling is going to be lots of Philly cream cheese. We're going to use eggs. We're going to use a lemon. And then the topping, we're going to use some more lemon juice, cornstarch to thicken that up, some vanilla, and it's going to be wonderful. Let's get started. I have things to measure. First off, I wore my summer apron with the big sunflowers on it. It seemed appropriate for what we're making today. All right, I measured out some dry ingredients. I've got those ready. Now I need 1 cup of graham cracker crumbs. I know you can buy graham cracker crumbs in the store. I've never done that. I always just make my own. So let's get rolling. Some graham crackers. And since I have a nice clean surface like this, I'll just be able to bring those right off this. Cameraman! Already eating the spoils. Honestly, don't they smell great? There's just something great about the smell of a fresh graham cracker. All right, let's see how those look. Ah, don't spill it, Paula. Somebody made a comment last week that they liked future Paula talking to her cooking self. Let's hope we have no mishaps today, that future Paula doesn't need to make an appearance. Now, Durango Dale, I don't know about him. We'll see. Time will tell. All right, you guys. That looks like a cup to me. Let's move on. Still working on prep. Let's get our oven started. We're actually going to bake at a couple different temperatures. We're going to start at 3 1/4, which is what we're going to bake the crust at. And then I also am going to need 3 tablespoons of melted butter for my crust. So let me throw that in the microwave. Just melt that low and slow. And then we also need to get some lemon rind or lemon zest. So we're going to do that next. Okay folks, I have a fresh sun-kissed lemon here, and I need only a tablespoon of rind, but I also am going to need some lemon juice, actually a bunch of lemon juice, some in the cheesecake and some on the topping, and I'd much rather use fresh. I do have real lemon bottled and I'll make up the difference, but in the meantime I'm going to use the fresh if I can. So first of all, let's do some zesting here. I washed the lemon. Oh, I am a nut for lemon desserts of all kinds. I absolutely love them. All right, so pretty much it's going to be the zest of a lemon. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and juice this as well. And trick I always learned in cooking school is you roll that on the counter to kind of release the juice, which I did earlier. And now I'm going to juice this baby. Makes me want to make a batch of sun tea and put some fresh lemon slices in there. All right, look at that beautiful juice. Okay, let me clean up and we'll do the next step here in a sec. Let's make the crust. Graham cracker crust, 3 little ingredients. We've got the graham crackers, we got a little sugar, and we have our melted butter. So my graham crackers in my trusty stainless steel bowl, 3 tablespoons of sugar. I'll give that a quick stir. And then I'm going to pour in the 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And anybody who's ever made a graham cracker crust, you know, it just kind of sticks together a little bit. Not a lot to this. All right, that's about all there is to that. Pretty simple. Just kind of coat the graham crackers with the butter. And then I need a springform pan. And I have to say, I don't remember the last time I ever used a springform pan, but I'm excited to use it for this wonderful cheesecake recipe. So let me get these in the pan. And I'm simply going to pat them down a little bit. I'll get started on that with the spoon. And I'm just going to use my fingers. And this crust is going to pre-bake a little bit while we make our filling. It's going in the oven for 10 minutes at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Buttery fingers. All right, let me toss this in the oven real quick. Ten minutes has gone by. Let me grab the graham cracker crust out of the oven.
Let's see what it looks like. Yeah.
It's actually a big graham cracker cookie at this point. All right, guys, before I walk away from the oven, the temp has to go up to 450. So I'm just going to quickly change that because our filling needs to bake at 450 for a while. So let that preheat, and let me set this aside, and then we're going to make some filling. Filling time. We're going to start with 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. And I have to get all the goodness off of these babies. There's one. There's 2. And there's number 3. These have been softened to room temperature, so I've had them out for a couple of hours, so they'll be easy to work with. All right, that's that. Now let me get these going. All right, folks, that is step 1. Cream cheese got started. Let me grab my next ingredients. First of all, I'm going to need 1 cup of sugar. I'm going to need 3 tablespoons of flour, and I'm going to need that tablespoon of lemon rind that we had before, and also 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Then we're going to add vanilla as well and some eggs. So let's get her going. Sugar first. Honestly, you guys, cheesecake is honestly one of the simplest things you could make. It's just good and it's not hard. Let me throw in the 3 tablespoons of flour. Get that mixed in. Scrape my spatula for a minute. Get all that goodness down in there, and then the lemon rind and lemon juice to flavor our filling. That is some fluffy heaven right there, is it not, Mr. Cameraman?
Looks great.
It does. It smells lemony and fresh. All right, I'm going to put just a ½ teaspoon of vanilla in. With the lemon flavor, you don't need a lot of vanilla, but vanilla tends to go with cream cheese, that's for sure. ½ teaspoon of that pot. And then, cheesecake always has eggs, so we'll do eggs in a moment. Last ingredient, guys, calls for 3 whole eggs and then the white of 1 egg. So I already separated that and I held off the yolk because we're actually going to use that in our lemon topping. So let's get going with the eggs. And then that last egg white goes in. And let's scrape the bowl and get that really well mixed in. The eggs, of course, make this batter just golden yellow. And turn this into basically a custard. That is a beautiful thing, you guys. Here's my beautiful cream cheese batter, and I've got my crust with all the eggs. This is definitely very pourable. Look at all that cream cheese, lemony goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me clean my bowl a little bit here. Don't want to waste a drop. All right, this is going to bake in 2 stages. It's going to bake at 450 for 10 minutes, and then we're going to turn the temperature down and bake it for 30 more. So temperature in the oven is 450. I'm going to plop this baby in. And we'll set our timer for 10 minutes. See you in a bit. All right, guys, 10 minutes has gone by and the temperature needs to go down now to 250. It's a slow bake at this point. And I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes to finish up the baking of the cheesecake. Okay, a total of 40 minutes has gone by since I put the cheesecake in the oven. 10 minutes at 450 and 30 minutes at 250. So let me grab it. This baby looks very firm. So the instructions tell me to loosen the cake from the sides of the springform pan right away. So I'm going to do that. And then I am to cool it in the pan before I actually release that spring. Kind of excited. I can't remember, honestly, guys, the last time I made a cheesecake, because usually it's something you make for a company or a crowd. And since it's just the 2 of us, I don't rarely do this. So anyway, I'm kind of excited. All right, I'm going to set that aside for a few moments, and we are going to work on the lemon glaze right here at the stove. So the lemon glaze calls for just a handful of ingredients, not too many. First one being 3/4 cup of sugar. Plop that in. And then I have 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, which is obviously a universal thickener. So I'm going to toss the cornstarch in and just going to stir those 2 items together. Cornstarch is a little stubborn. All right, stir the 2 dry ingredients just to mix the sugar and the cornstarch. And then, as far as wet ingredients, I have the remainder of my lemon juice from the squeezed lemon, and I supplemented it just the littlest bit with some real lemon because it wasn't quite enough. I need 1/4 cup of that and 1/2 cup of water. So let's see how this goes. All right, it says gradually add water and lemon juice as I cook. So let's see how this goes, huh? I'll start with a little bit of a low heat. This is my 1/2 cup of water mixed with 1/4 cup of our fresh lemon juice. Let's just get that going for a little bit before I add some more. I'm supposed to cook and stir constantly, which you typically would do with both sugar and cornstarch in order to achieve good results. So I'm supposed to stir constantly until it is clear and thickened. They don't necessarily say bring to a boil. All right, that seems well mixed. Let me add a little bit more of that liquid mixture. To make sure I catch all that sugar. And the last of it. There we go. Let me check my recipe. And then the last thing I'm going to do, once it's clear and thickened, I'm actually going to fold in that last egg yolk that we didn't use in the cheesecake itself. I reserved it, set it aside, and it's actually going to go in this topping. Let me work with this for a couple minutes. I'll be right back with you. Okay, it's been a few minutes and this mixture has thickened up. In fact, it's boiling very gently. So the next step is I'm supposed to pour a little bit of this sugar mixture into that reserved egg yolk that we had saved off. They're not precise about a little bit, but it says pour a little bit, stir this together, and then add this to my saucepan. So let me do that. Cook and stir for 1 minute. Luckily, I happen to have a clock right in front of me, so let me do that. And just as I suspected, all of a sudden my glaze turned bright yellow. This is quite a beautiful thing. I'm excited to serve this. Obviously, we're going to have to wait because after I spoon this on top of the cheesecake, it goes in the fridge because cheesecake is served cold. So my cameraman and I are going to have to wait a little bit before we can share this delightful dessert. That is a gorgeous lemon glaze. Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful thing. All right, we are going to spoon this over top of the cake once I put the cake on the plate. Stay tuned. Last step for this beautiful Sun-sational cheesecake. I have it pulled out of the springform pan and on a cake dish. And now I'm going to take this lemon glaze and spoon it over top. And they literally say spoon it, so I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to do this. But I'm going to make sure that I drizzle some over the sides. Look at this beautiful thing. All right, this baby is going in the fridge, and we are going to have a wonderful dessert later on today.
Oh man, look at that. That looks fabulous. Let's go see what Paula thinks about it.
So several hours have gone by and I've peeked at this in the fridge a few times. I did not taste anything though. So this will be the first.
What's going on over here?
Oh my gosh, it's him again, Durango.
All right, just ignore him, okay?
Yeah.
Keep going, keep going.
I think he wants cake.
I think he does.
All right guys, so let me cut into this baby and see what happens. I'm just gonna cut it like a pie in a wedge.
Get a good shot of it when you open it up.
I have to say, I absolutely love the looks of it with this bright yellow topping. Let's see what we've got here. Get it off the bottom of the springform pan. Look at this baby. Ooh, I'm very excited.
Oh, wow.
Look at how beautiful that is. Okay, it didn't come off super clean, but that person gets a little extra.
Try one more.
One more. The first one's always the hardest to get out. Second
Just
one.
ignore him.
I know, I am ignoring him. Notice I'm
Ignore
not
him.
even looking up. He's looking very
I'm
forlorn.
gonna hold my plate out.
And unhappy though, he's hard to ignore. All right. Lemon cheesecake, you guys. Oh, Dale, cameraman, you get a couple of bonuses.
All right, you take a bite.
I love lemon desserts, I told you this. That is incredible. It is truly sensational. When I was reading in the cookbook, Kraft used to do TV shows, sponsored TV shows. This was one of their most requested recipes, and I can see why. Lemony sunshine. Try this, you guys.
Okay, it's time for me to take a bite of the cheesecake. looks fabulous.
My poor cameraman working hard again, slaving in the hot kitchen. Never feed the guy. What do you think?
That is fantastic. I'm not kidding you.
That is the lemoniest. Lemon and cream cheese just go together, and this recipe just makes the most of it. And that glaze, wonderful.
It's really 2 thumbs up on this one. You know what? I'm gonna take a piece of this out to my alter ego outside. Like, look at him. He's out there. He's looking.
Feeling
in
so
here.
sorry for that guy.
I feel bad for the guy, but you know we have work to do. So what are you gonna do?
Hey, this is the payoff, you guys. Delicious dessert, and we hope you try this. You're gonna love it.
Hope you had a good time. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye till next time.